Hi everyone, it's Mario Vegas and welcome back to Tank Zone. It is quite some time since we last time looked at some armored warfare commanders and their skill trees. So therefore today we will continue this interesting topic, and this time commander of the day is Ioannis Sanna. Ioannis is a progression commander which can be unlocked during the LAV 300, which is Tier 4 American tank destroyer that is located on the Sophie's tech tree. Therefore, he is an easily obtainable commander. So, he is useful commander on vehicles that use heat, cash, and anti-tank guided missiles as a primary ammo type. And the reason for that is simple. Ioannis in his skill tree has a branch that can seriously increase the chances to set up an opponent vehicle on fire and increase that fire duration. And in combination with mentioned ammo types, your chances to set up fires increases tremendously. So if you like burning tanks, then pick Ioannis as your vehicle's commander and you will be happy, or at least you must be happy. But as his other expertise include improved spotting, camo, and sniping capabilities, then from this point we have at least three different ways to set up Ioannis' skill tree. First one would be for strictly increased damage rates and intensive aggressive fight. Second one would be for less aggressive scouting and spotting duties. And third one for those whose vehicles has a troop compartment and who like to capture opponents' bases. Plus, this last setup can be additionally configured in two different ways, at least two different ways. So basically today we will take a look at four different ways to set up Ioannis' skill tree to comply with your needs. Although the majority of Ioannis' skills are intended for use on tank destroyers and APVs, it still can be used on main battle tanks as well if you pick your fast setup that we will take a look right now. Let's start with Ioannis' core skill, which is Dual 4, which increases the spotting range by 26 to 40 meters after detection by enemy. Its duration is 10 seconds and it can be activated every 30 seconds. In my opinion, this is not a bad skill for active or even passive scout or pretty much any mission and any vehicle, especially if you are in front of your teammates, because 26 to 40 meters sometimes can reveal some opponents behind that spotted you, and sometimes it can counter spot, if I can say so, the opponent that just spotted you, if it is not already been visible. So yes, this skill is kind of universal, but of course it is more kind of skill for APVs or some tank destroyers. So let's start with our first skill setup. If we want to set up Ioannis for increased damage rates and increased fire chance bonuses, then I suggest to pick following 7 skills. Smooth Drive 1, which increases thread and wheel hit points by 12.5%. Then another one, Smooth Drive, Mobility 2, which increases hull traverse by 3.5%. Fire Starter 1, which will increase chance of fire by 28%. Another Fire Starter 1, which will increase fire chance for another 28%. Napalm 2, which will increase fire duration by 28%. And finally, Fire Starter 3, which will increase fire chance by 84%. Therefore, using 7 skill points, we increased the thread and wheel hit points by 25%, which is useful not only for vehicles that have tracks, but especially for wheeled AFVs targeted by autocannon from quite a distance, trying to immobilize them or slowing them down. So it can be useful for them as well. Hull traverse by 3.5%, applicable for vehicles that have tracks. Chance of fire by 140%. How good is that? And its duration by 28%, nearly 30% longer fires. So at this point, you can benefit from all these fire starter bonuses and set opponent vehicles on fire with ease. So, but we still have left 7 skill points to use and skills to pick. As with this particular setup, we want to set up Ioannis for increased damages, then I suggest to pick following 5 skills. Fire when ready 1, which will increase reload time by 0.6%. Lucky shot 2, increase chance of high precision shooting by 9%. Anti-material explosives 3, which will increase module damage by 18.8%. Giant Killer 2, which will increase crew damage caused to enemies by 10.9%. And Fire when ready 1 again. This will give us a small 1.2% reload speed boost, increase our chances of high precision shooting by 9%, crew damage by 10.9%, nice, but most importantly, we will get nice module damage improved by 18.8%. Of course, it cannot compete with Sabrina for that, but it is absolutely sweet and I would say a logical addition to our Firestarter capabilities. Basically, at this point, you are more than enough to set up to create a havoc on a battlefield. But if you prefer to keep some distance from enemy and still be able to hit the targets more precisely, then I suggest you to spend last 2 skill points either for Lucky Shot 3 to increase chance of high precision shooting by 15%, or go for Marksman 3 to improve minimal spread by 5.03%. It really depends on your personal preferences and the vehicle you play as well. Say, I personally prefer go for Lucky Shot 2 because the majority of APVs and tank destroyers already have decent spread values and get 5% improvement over 15% high precision shooting. I think it is a bit of waste of valuable skill points, so I go for Lucky Shot 3, but you can choose a different way. Plus, we already picked Lucky Shot 2 with 9% chance of high precision shooting increase. So therefore, in the end, if we go for Lucky Shot 3, we got 24% chance. And then on top of that, we get module damage improved by 18.8%, crew damage increased by 10.9%, chance of fire by 140%, and its duration by 28%, some wheel and threat hit points boost, and small fire rate and hull traverse boost as well. Well, I think it's not bad. I think it's alright setup. Now let's set up Ioannis for less aggressive scouting and spotting duties. Obviously, we want to go up and pick Vigilance 1 and another Vigilance 1, which will increase spotting range by 5 meters each, and then go up and pick Perception 2, which will increase target traverse speed by 3.5%, Eagle Eye 1, ability to spot targets behind foliage will improve by 3.8%, another Eagle Eye 1, which will increase the same thing for 3.8% again, a Bloodlust 2 2, which will increase reload speed by 2.2% when the enemy is spotted. Its duration is 10 seconds and it can be activated every 30 seconds. And finally, Vigilance 3, which will increase spotting range by 15%. So at this point, we increased our spotting range by 25%, ability to spot targets behind foliage by 7.6%, and got some reload speed boosts after we spotted enemy, and some traverse increase as well. Let's call this peak a scouting basic skill set. From this point, we have three choices: either to go and enhance our concealment, get some damage and precision boost. Another way, go for concealment, get some damage and the base capture boost, or drop all that and go for a full fire starter boost. So, well, again, it is purely a matter of preference and type of vehicle you are setting up Ioannis for. Say if we stubbornly stick to strict spotting, then we can pick, say, in the shadow 1, another in the shadow 1. Each one will give a foliage camo factor increased by 3.8%. And then go and pick smooth drive 1 with a thread and wheel hit point increased by 12.5%. Another smooth drive with the same percentage. Mobility 2, which will increase hull traverse by 3.5%, and then camouflage 1 and another camouflage 1, which give camo factor increase by 2%, totally 4. As you can see, we spend all skill points, but additionally to previous bonuses, we got only, what, 7.6 foliage camo factor increase, 25% thread and wheel hit point increase, which is not bad, but, well, no big use for scouting, like it has no major use. Beat hull traverse, same thing, and only 4% camo. Well, you tell me, is it worth or is it not to go this way? Personally, I doubt that it is worth to go this way. Therefore, instead of wasting our skill points, I suggest take a scouting basic skill set and invest remaining points in some other useful skills, like in the shadow 1, another in the shadow 1, which will give foliage camo factor increase by 3.8% each. Then pick Silencer 2, which will reduce camo penalty when firing by 4.03%. Lucky Shot 3, which will increase chance of high precision shooting by 15%. Anti-Material Explosive 3, which will increase module damage by 18.8%. And finally, Lucky Shot 2, which will give additional chance of high precision shooting by 9%. So this way we will gain 7.6% foliage camo factor increase. And instead of wasting skill points and trying to get beat of camo, we seriously will improve our firepower. Chance of high precision shooting will improve by 24%, module damage by 18.8%, plus we will get camo penalty when firing reduced by 4.03%, which is nice. Basically, with this setup, you can get Ioannis as a best as possible for scouting, in my opinion. For concealment and some precision shooting as well. If you cannot live without setting up fires and banning tanks, but want to do scouting as well, then the next configuration is exactly for you. From our scouting basic skill set, go down and pick same 7 skills that we did in our very fast setup. And these skills are Smooth Drive 1, another Smooth Drive 1. Each of them will give thread and wheel hit points increased by 3.5%. Then mobility 2, which will increase hull traverse by 3.5%. Then fire starter 1, another fire starter 1. Each of them will give a chance of fire increased by 28%. Napalm 2, which will increase fire duration by 28%. And fire starter 3, which will increase chance of fire by 84%. With this setup, you will get most of Ioannis spotting abilities, not losing a bit of setting up fire's madness. So another interesting configuration is for those who practice enemy base capture. This configuration mostly applies for those captors who drive vehicles with troop compartment, because troop compartment gives you base capture boost as well. So, and in combination with that, you can be quite a good base captor. So, setup consists of basic scouting skill set and the following additional skills. In the shadow 1, another in the shadow 1, which each of them will give foliage camo factor increase by 3.8%. Then pick silencer 2, camo penalty when firing will be reduced by 4.03%. Lucky shot 3, chance of high precision shooting will increase by 15%. That will increase your chances to hide behind foliage and shoot back more silently and precisely. And last 3 skill points I suggest to spend on smooth drive. Thread and wheel hit points will increase by 12.5%. And Infiltrator 3, this one the main skill you are aiming at, which will increase base capture rate by 18.8%. So now tell me, which one of these are your favorite setup? Which one would you prefer, or what kind of other setup do you use on your vehicles, on your Ioannis? So go ahead and share your opinion. This is very, very interesting. So as always, there are a million ways, not million, but a lot of ways how to set up commanders. So share your opinion. And that would be all for today. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and if you like this video, give it thumbs up. If you don't, give it thumbs down. If you're not subscribed, subscribe for our channel and hit the bell to be notified for every new episode that I upload. And thank you for watching and following Tank Zone, and have a wonderful day. And as always, I will see you in next episode.